Here we're going to see a little video about a great online resource to help you practice name your note names. And this is called musictheory.net. musictheory.net. If you want to learn music, this is a great place. You can see here you have some lessons. You can check out a lot of different things about music. But today, under exercises, we're going to go to these exercises once again. Oh my goodness, so many great exercises here. We're going to start right at the top with note identification. So we click on note identification. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to customize our work. So we come over here to this little gear wheel. You can select which clefs we want to do. We're going to be starting with the treble clef. It's the most basic one. Later on, we're going to do some practice with the bass clef. We could combine the treble and bass clef together. This is called the grand staff. And we can even see that there are other kinds of clefs down here that we will probably never ever get into. But if you understand one clef, you can really figure them all out. So today we're selecting treble clef. Another setting you might want to do is what range? Do you want to expand your knowledge and really go for it and really go far below the staff and really high above the staff? You can set those settings here. For our purposes right now, we're just going to stay within the lines and spaces of the basic staff. If we wanted, we could practice just the lines. Treble clef, every good boy does fine. Or we could practice just the spaces. Space rhymes with face. But for today's purposes, we're going to try the lines and spaces together. Another option is, do we want to do key signatures? Well, for right now, we don't want to do any key signatures. We don't want to think about flats or sharps yet. We will, but not today. Under note names, there's a lot of different ways we could name them. We could name them with the alphabet, with scale degrees, which is just a numbering system. We'll talk about it later, but we're not going to use it now. We could talk about solfege, and you're learning that because you go to Riverside. If you're watching this, you go to Riverside, so you've had Mr. Warble and you've had Mrs. Berteau, so you know things like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Hey, maybe you want to learn the German names, but for right now, we're just going to stick with the basic letters of the musical alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Another option is, do you want the helpers? I know if we turn this on, it's just going to tell you the lines and spaces anyways. It would list the lines and spaces over here. We're not going to do the helpers. Accidentals means, do you want to see sharps and flats in there? Well, we don't want to see sharps and flats today, so we're not going to use accidentals. The note filter, let's see what this one is. The note filter gives us our choice of notes. In the middle, we have just the letters of the musical alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We could flat every one of those notes. C flat, D flat, E flat, F flat, G flat, A flat, B flat. That just means they're a little bit lower than regular. We're not going to use those today. And we could also over here, what you kids these days call hashtags, we can sharp notes. That makes them a little bit higher than normal. We're not going to be using the sharps today. We'll add them a little later, but for right now, we're just going to be going with the regular musical alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Some other things, we won't start with the challenge mode. I'm not sure what this was. We're not going to worry about it. We're ready to go. So, we're going to click Customize. And then we're going to go. And here's what you're going to think. Okay, is that note? Double check. Yeah, we're in the treble clef. Quick review. The lines. Every good boy does fine. And the spaces. F-A-C-E spells face. Quick review also. The lines and spaces put together our musical alphabet. First note we see is in a space. It's in the first space. Space rhymes with face. This is the note F. The next note's on the second line up. Lines. Every good boy does fine. This is the note G. The This is on the first line, lines. Every good boy does fine. Every, E. Third space up, space rhymes with face, F, A. C, E. Second space up, space rhymes with face, F, A. Third line up, every good boy, B. Oh no, I clicked the wrong note, so it turned red down here. I should have clicked B. Green is good. Okay, so I'm going to practice that. If I want to challenge myself, I could make the range go extra high. So let's say I'm a flute player and I need to practice these notes. I could set my range so I could practice those high notes. Let's say I'm a clarinet player and I'm not feeling comfortable about the notes below the staff. Well, I could set my range to practice the notes below the staff. Hey, let's say I'm new to music and it scares me a little bit. Well then, try just a couple of notes. You don't even have to do the whole staff. You can do just A, B, and C. But let's say you're feeling really comfortable and you're doing well. Try turning on the accidentals and do some sharps or flats. Now let's change this range. It's going to be kind of a wussy range, so let's make it a little bit bigger. There we go. So I now have a couple ledger lines and spaces above the staff, but just remember, it's just alphabetical. We can do this. It's easy. All right, let's play. Ooh, it's below the staff, but I know this bottom line is E. Every good boy does fine. Backwards one letter in the alphabet from E. That's the note D. Oh, we've seen this one before, and after a while, kids, you're going to realize, hey, I've seen these notes before. First space, space rhymes with face, starts with F. Every good boy, B. F, A. Uh-oh, it's above the line, so what do I do? Every good boy does fine. One letter higher than F is the note G. We've seen this before, so at a certain point you're going to start remembering, oh, this is the note F. All right, hey, let's go back and let's try the bass clef. Let's get rid of the treble clef. Let's do the bass clef. Yeah, this is a good range right there. We're just going to stay right within the lines and spaces of the staff. Okay, quick review of the bass clef. The dots point out F. That's going to be F because it's between the lines. But all the lines are good. Boys do fine always. And the spaces are all cows eat grass. Remember though, kids, when you put the lines and spaces together, it's alphabetical order. But anyways, we're between the two dots. It's the note F. Second space, good. Boys do fine always. First space, all cows eat grass, all A. Third space, all cows eat, E. Second space, all cows. First space, hey, I've seen this before, all cows. Third line, good boys do fine always, D. Second line, good boys do fine always. So kids, here's how you're going to use musictheory.net under exercises to help you identify notes in whatever clef that you choose to do.